Hi guys, and welcome back to another vlog. As you've guessed from the title, I've decided to do a quick kind of Q&A vlog because I'm starting to get quite a few questions all on different types of things, so I thought I would just get them all answered for you. Before we start though, yes, it is still July, it is the summer, but we were in a rug last night and, like, what? Why? Why can we not have our heat back? She's filthier now than she ever was in the winter. But anyway, I'm up here with her because the question I had most, I've had two questions repeated a lot, but the one I've had most is Dublin going to be in the wedding? Of course she is. I joke that I have had Dublin far longer than I have had Brad. But yes, she's in the wedding. Now people are asking if I'm gonna ride her. I'm not gonna ride her. I ride a lot in a dress now for Concourse, so that kind of buzz and excitement about riding a dress is like gone for me. I don't need to get my wedding dress dirty. I'm also very particular about how dresses fit on horses now, so no, my dress would not work. But she is actually a bridesmaid. Don't even ask. She does have a matching brow band being made, and she is walking up the aisle with Charlie. Charlie is going to be leading her up, and she's going to stand at the top as a bridesmaid. We of course have a videographer at the wedding. I'm very, very particular on video footage memory, so don't worry, it's bound to end up on YouTube at some point, so you will be able to see her living her best bridesmaid life. So the next question I had was, why doesn't Dublin jump anymore? She doesn't jump competitively. I still let her have a little pop and a toodle when we're out and about on farm rides. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. I'm sorry. She still has a little poodle and a pop over the smaller stuff when I'm out and about. For fun, and if I've got poles in the school or raised poles, I kind of maybe pop them up a little bit at the end and let her have a fun little play. But basically she was solely my like working hunter horse for years, and I had hunted and dragged hunted her before, where we used to jump an awful lot of bigger stuff. She took me over my first 5-bar gate and my first hedge, which I broke my hand without falling off. Answer that one for me. So she did a fair lot of jumping when she was younger, and she got to 19. She'd spent the past 6 years jumping big working hunter tracks, and she just said to me, I can't do it anymore. She just went in one day, because people always say like, how would you know? She just went in one day, and I was having to actually encourage her to go around, and she was getting really bad sticky jumps. She just didn't want to do it, and I was like, that's not like her. So I pulled her out of the ring, and then I jumped her at home when I got back to see what she was like, and she felt the same, and I just went, no, she's done. She is done. There was just no excitement there. And she had been so perfect. I think, like, in all the years I jumped her, I think we had 8 faults ever, like, out of all of the rounds that I did with her. So I just said, you owe me nothing, and it's fine. We will do something else. Another good question was, did you start vlogging just because everyone else did? And the answer to that is actually yes and no. So I actually vlogged back in 2012, like kind of era, when everyone did all of like the music videos, like all videos of their clips of their horses, and they just put them to music, and like it was a big mashup, and they were like about a minute long. So I did that back in like 2012. And then I stopped, and then yes, in lockdown I did discover all of the kind of equestrian vloggers, Meg, Tina, Emily and all that sort of stuff, and it was kind of what got me through lockdown. But by doing that, I found my old YouTube channel, I managed to log back into it, and I found all of the old, very poorly filmed videos. I mean, it looks like I filmed them on a potato, but they were all there, and I watched them back. I spent hours watching them back, and I was like, I cannot believe I stopped filming. I went into being crazy about photos because Instagram came out and it was all about pictures, and I was all about getting good photos. So I've got loads of photos from like all my working hunter rounds that I've just spoken about, but not a single decent video, not a single one. And I was absolutely gutted that I missed kind of like Dublin's prime and when she was just incredible. I missed it. I don't have any of it on film, and it was from then I said, like everyone really, I don't actually care who watches these. I think if YouTube was to drop away again, I'm going to carry on, because once she is gone, this will be all I have. And I even now, the other day I was watching a like VHS vlog from 2 years ago, and I was just beaming. I just absolutely loved it. So yeah, yes, did I do it because everyone else was? Kind of, but equally, mainly because actually seeing all those videos made me realise I missed having all of that. And I would encourage anyone to do it, because yeah, I'm not being funny, our horses will eventually pass away at some point, and this will be all that we have left of them. So I'm going to answer a few quick ones while I'm sat down for 5 minutes, and the first one is, how long have I had Dublin? And it's actually going to be 17 years on the 26th of August. Another question was, is she strong? Yes and no. She's very, very mannered, but if I am riding in a group and we go for a canter, then she's very, very strong, because she just wants to be up the front. And then the last one while I'm sat here, I got asked, do you make money on YouTube? I know it's technically not right to ask somebody what they make. Like, you know, you're not going to go up to somebody and go, hey, what do you do for a job and how much money do you make? Because it's just, us British people consider it rude. But this question more is, do I make money on YouTube? And I think that's just because it's a really new thing to people, that you can make money from posting videos. The short side of it is yes, but the long side of it is no, not really. Technically, my account is monetized, and it has been monetized for about 7 weeks, and I think I'm on £30 in that 7 weeks. You get paid for every advert watched in full, and the more views your videos are getting, the more you're paid for advert. This is what I understand of it. It's actually not the easiest thing to work out. It just pays you randomly, I think. It's really, I don't understand how to track it, but I think basically the more views your video is getting, the more you get paid for advert. I think mine is sort of set, it's somewhere around like 3p per advert that's watched fully. I've got a couple of videos that are over 1,000 views, but not a lot. So if anyone's going back and watching them, I think I'd get a little bit more. But in the grand scheme of things, no, it's nothing to write home about. I haven't actually seen any of that money yet, because I think you've got to get to like £60 or something before you can cash it out. So yeah, nothing to write home about, nothing that I'm not quitting my job. But technically, I make a bit of money from my YouTube videos, but I don't know. Maybe I'll buy Devin more supplements. My next question was, do I or will I be getting another horse? There is no denying I would love another horse. I actually would really love a fell pony. I've ridden a few, I am not too big. I'm only 5'2", so I really can get away with it. And I'd absolutely love more than anything to get back into working hunters. So yeah, I would love a new horse. The only issue is it costs too much. And actually buying one is not the issue, it's keeping it. It's 2 horses needing, you know, shoes and stuff, because we live on the chase, and as much as anyone tries to keep their horses barefoot over here, it's just too stony. So I would at least need front shoes. And then that's kind of like, you know, it's bedding for 2, it's hay for 2. And what I would love to be able to do is Dublin, who I'm currently riding, would stay as a hacker, and then the only things that she would do competition-wise would be the veteran qualifiers, and she'd go to the veteran champs once a year, because she still absolutely loves her job and she absolutely loves stay-away shows. And then the other pony I would take and do all the working hunters and things like that. The other issue is I would never be able to take them to shows together, because Dublin won't share a trailer. It means that, like, I can't go to a show and do a veteran qualifier and take the other ones do another class. So it's like double the amount of shows. So yeah, I'd love another horse, but at the minute financially, I just can't do it. So my next question is, how did I get into Concourse d'Elegance, and it was the year after I retired Dublin from the Working Hunter Ring. I was at the Veteran Horse Society Championships. It was my second year there, and I didn't really know what else to put Dublin into class-wise. She is built like a hunter, but she's got quite a lot of knee action. She's not got that straight flicky toe that they want in a ridden hunter. She's not quite a cob. She just never really fits anywhere. She was the perfect working hunter type, but not really fitting into any of the flat classes. So I ended up meeting, who is now a good friend of mine, Rebecca Jane Rawlingson, recently Jane Rawlingson Allen, and she makes the Concourse dresses, and she said, I've got one you can hire and you could try it out. So I hired a dress for the Concourse class. Good morning, darling, come on. And I loved it. Oh my God, it was the most fun. It really was like the childhood dream of just cantering around with a big dress on. I liked the history behind it because I'm quite into my history, and that was it. I was hooked, literally. I finished the class and I said, I'm ordering one. I'm going to order one. So yeah, she made me one, and that's how it all started. So another question was, what is my pet peeve? I have a few. I mean, one that really stands out to me is when people wear riding hats without tying their hair back, you know, and it all like flaps down. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's also incredibly dangerous. So that's a big pet peeve. But also my pet peeve is people that just can't leave each other alone. If you don't like what you're not seeing on social media, unfollow them, unsubscribe from them, do literally anything other than slag them off. Everyone is at different stages in their riding life. Everyone is going to do things differently. Everyone's horses are different, so everyone is going to ride differently. There's room in the equestrian world for all of us. So there is no need for people to just be nasty. Just don't be that person. Hello, another day, and we've just got back from a ride, and I couldn't answer any questions on my ride because it is so windy and I only had my phone, but we're back now. And the next question I wanted to answer was, what classes are we doing at Equifest? Now, I touched on it briefly in another question that Dublin just doesn't really fit into like any category. She's not quite a ridden hunter, she's not quite a cob, so veterans works really well for her, or working hunters worked really well for her. So at Equifest there's not actually a lot for her to do. I originally was kind of thinking I'd give Equifest a miss this year because of course I'm getting married later on in the month and it's expensive. But then they moved it to Arena UK, and whilst we do a lot of stuff at Arena UK, I was just really interested to see how Equifest was going to work there because it's always been such a huge show. So out of pure nosiness, I have entered her into the novice cob on the Wednesday because of course she's never done a cob class before, so we can try that and do the novice cob. Thursday, I think I'm doing an 8 AM in hand veteran, and then I'm doing a ridden veteran later on in the afternoon. Friday morning, I am doing, I think, like a riding club horse class. And then I have got the Concourse in the evening, and then Saturday morning I've got the home produced veteran class, and then I'm doing the traditional dress Concourse in the afternoon. So yeah, that is our week. We will get there on the Tuesday, have a little hack around, set up camp, and then we start competing on the Wednesday. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Another question. Why did I hog her? Why did I hog you? It's not everyone's favourite thing. It's not my favourite look, but I love having her hogged. I've always struggled with products because of course she has got hyperallergenic skin, so I can't use like a lot of gels and things like that when I'm trying to plait her. And if I do use them, I tend to have to come home and wash them straight out. But at stay away shows, I was really struggling. I was having to take her plaits out every night because she rubs them. But then I was just winding her up and annoying her by plaiting her twice a day, once a day, twice a day. It was just annoying her. She also then started to rub her mane an awful lot more, and I said, do you know what? We're not enjoying the plaiting anymore. It was making me kind of fall out of love with showing. Excuse me. She was getting itchy. So I said in the winter, screw it, I will hug her, because if I hate it, it grows back. But I love it. And I have my love for like showing and getting ready for shows again, because I hated plaiting. I have a lot of finger sensation loss from when I was on chemo, when I was ill. I will lead that on to another question I've had, so bear with me. But yeah, plaiting is really, really difficult for me. So we hugged. But yeah, that leads quite well on to another question I had, which was, what cancer did I have? So back in 2005, when I was 14, I was in the school year 8, I had not long started, and I was diagnosed with leukemia. I'm quite chill about it. I kind of coped by not paying attention when it was going on. I was on treatment till around sort of late 17, 18. So I missed all my last school years and things like that. But yeah, I had leukemia. I do still get a lot of side effects now. So like, I don't have feeling in the sort of ends of my fingers or in the tips of my toes. I fall over my own feet a lot. And yeah, I've got like bad knees from it and things like that. But actually, on the whole, I am fine. I am absolutely fine. There's lots of treatments out there now for things like leukemia. And it did mean that I had lots of time with this one when she was young, because I got her just before my 16th. I think I was 15, but not long, and oh yeah, it was August 2006. So yeah, when I was 15. And it meant that, when I wasn't in hospital, I wasn't going to school, so I was spending it all with her. So yeah. And actually, I've just looked at my list. There is a question which kind of leads on from that question, and that was, how are you always so positive in life? I think because I changed a lot when I was ill, for the better, actually. It really did make me who I am today. I think I'm sort of positive because I just learned that you don't gain anything from not being positive. The doctor would sort of come in and say something about treatment or something like that, and you very quickly learned that a lot of your plans can be just taken away from you, or there's actually no control over what happens to you. So I did tend to always look for something good in whatever was going on, and then that kind of mentality is just stuck with me. So if anything ever goes wrong, I'm kind of like, okay, well that's fine, because actually it means that this and this, and I'll look for something that's sort of a bit better. And yeah, it's just a mentality that has stuck with me. So there are times in life when things are completely and utterly crap and rubbish, and you can't be positive, but then a lot of the time you can sort of say, actually, well, because this has happened, I can do this, or it's okay because, I've got this. It's really hard to explain. It is really hard to explain. It's something I sort of developed over a lot of years. But yeah, I guess that kind of answers that question. Right, the last one I'm going to answer while I'm here is, are there any more stable or yard renovations? Yes, we have just had to put it on a back burner though. So basically what I think you're talking about is, will it lighten up, is this area here. We have put up and paid, we bought one of these Emily Cole laminate planners. So it's like laminate, and then you can add your own date every year so that it's reusable. So we've not got to keep buying a calendar, because Jordan and I kind of love the Emily Cole stationery. We've had her calendars and stuff like that, but they get damp. And this one I think was £55, but we can reuse it every year, so we love it. Each pony has their own colour. I'll turn you around. So they've each got their own colour scheme, and then of course we can write down when they're at shows and things are going on. So we've done that, and we have painted this area, but it's this that we're changing. So this is an old stable, but it is one of the ones, it's really dark in here, I apologise. It's one of the ones that is still completely bone dry. There is a big pile of straw and a freezer, and then we have this old stable grill. So the idea is that we'll take a little bit of this out, and then that room in there will get cleared out and become a rug store. But then this is going to become a bit of a tack roomy storeroom. I'm gonna put things like a little sofa in there and a tea coffee area, and hopefully like our rugs, and then it will just be a little area, and it's just here next to the wash bay. Actually, I lied. I'll answer one more because there's a question about where I keep Dublin. They've just asked where I keep her and is she at home. She's not at home, but she is on Brad's family kind of like farm. They have a farm down the road, and then basically they rent up here. But it's like, you know, it's theirs for cutting hay. They do all the hay up here. And then we've just got these few little stables that they rent out deliveries, and Dublin has this stable. So that is where she is kept. So it's not at home, but I think it's because, like, obviously you see us doing a lot of work up here ourselves, which is not normal for a normal livery yard. But that is because it's Brad's family's, and the deal for Dublin staying here was that we looked after the place and sort of did it up and made it nicer. So yeah, that's sort of like why we painted it all the white and black. We've got the nice little signs made, and we've got flowers, which actually Jordan and Mark do, the liveries. And then Brad the other day bought us this nice picnic bench. You got it off Facebook Marketplace for like 90 quid, and it's brand new. So yeah, that's the deal for you living here, isn't it? Yes. Yes. Right, I think I have answered pretty much all of the questions. I really appreciate you sending them. So many questions came through. Obviously a lot of them were, am I getting a horse, or like, is Dublin in the wedding, and things like that. So I've just tried to answer more of like different questions that I've had. So yeah, I really appreciate you sending them. I hope that means you know a little bit more about what we're up to and what we do and who we are. But yes, we are going to put this one back in the field now. You're not interested in a kiss, are you? You're not a cuddly horse at all. There you go, that's a question. Is she cuddly? No, she hates it. She wants to be around you, but she's not a horse you can like smooch and cuddle. She just... Oh, yay. But yeah, no, she doesn't really like it. Anyway, I'm going to put her out in the field now and go home. So we are done. And yeah, we've got Equifest and everything coming up now, so we're starting to get ready. So we will see you next Wednesday for the next video. Bye.